Help me!
Long live the king.
Some movie deaths don't just make us cry, they stay with us for years. They break our hearts, shake our souls, and sometimes leave us frozen, staring at the screen in silence. This is part 1 of my 2-part series on the saddest movie deaths in cinema history, where I'll take you through 20 devastating moments that left audiences in shock. Each part covers 10 unforgettable deaths, so grab some tissues and hold on tight. Today, we begin with the first 10 heartbreaking movie deaths that redefined emotion on screen. This is Saddest Movie Deaths in Cinema History, Part 1. Number 10. Bambi's Mother in Bambi. Disney films are known for tugging at the heartstrings, but few moments have traumatized generations like the death of Bambi's mother. At first, everything seems peaceful. A snowy forest, a gentle mother guiding her curious young fawn. But then, danger. A gunshot echoes through the trees. Bambi runs, scared, as his mother shouts, "Faster, Bambi, don't look back." He escapes, but she doesn't. The aftermath is where the real heartbreak lies. Bambi calls out again and again for his mother, but there's only silence. Then a voice. His father, the great prince of the forest, says softly, "Your mother can't be with you anymore."
Your mother can't be with you anymore.
That's it. No blood. Nobody. Just absence. And that's what makes it so devastating. It's not just about losing a parent, it's about how quickly innocence can be ripped away. For many kids, this was their first real encounter with grief in a movie. And decades later, the pain still lingers. Number 9. Marley in Marley and Me. You know from the start that this isn't just a dog movie. Marley and Me is about life. Messy, chaotic, beautiful life. And Marley, the worst dog in the world, becomes the heart of it all. He's destructive, loud, disobedient, but he's also loyal, loving, and always there. He grows up with the family through every high and low. And then, he starts to slow down. The energy fades, the eyes dim, and suddenly, time catches up. The final moments are quiet. Marley is taken to the vet, and as he lies there, John, played by Owen Wilson, speaks softly, thanking him for being the world's best dog. No overdone music, no dramatics, just love. Pure, painful love. Because Marley wasn't just a pet, he was a best friend, a protector, a constant. His death is devastating because it feels so real. Anyone who's ever loved a dog knows exactly what that goodbye feels like. Number 8. Beth March in Little Women. Beth March wasn't the loudest or the most ambitious of the March sisters. She was quiet, kind, gentle, the soul of the family. And that's what made her loss so deeply painful. In every version of Little Women, Beth's death is the moment that stops the story in its tracks, the moment where innocence ends. Beth becomes ill after helping a poor family, and though she briefly recovers, the illness returns. This time, it's not just a fever, it's a farewell. We see her slowly fading, surrounded by love, but unable to stay. Jo, her closest sister, tries to fight the inevitable. She writes by Beth's bedside, hoping, praying for more time. But time runs out. Beth doesn't die with fanfare. She slips away with grace. And that's what makes it hurt even more. She didn't ask for anything. She just gave. Her time, her music, her love. Losing Beth feels like losing something pure and irreplaceable. And for many, her death is the quietest, yet most soul-crushing part of Little Women. Number 7. Rue in the Hunger Games. Rue wasn't just another tribute, she was the spark of innocence in a brutal, televised nightmare. Small, smart, and brave, Rue reminded Katniss and us that even in a world built on violence, kindness could still exist. That's why her death hit so hard. She was never supposed to win, but we still hoped. When Rue is trapped and speared by another tribute, it's not just a shocking moment, it's soul-crushing. Katniss rushes to her, holds her as she fades, and promises to sing her to sleep. And then she does. A soft lullaby plays as Rue's eyes close for the last time. But Katniss doesn't stop there. She gathers flowers, gently places them around Rue's body, and gives her a send-off with dignity. A small act of rebellion in a world that dehumanized the fallen. Rue's death was the moment the Hunger Games changed. It wasn't just about survival anymore. It became about justice and remembering those who were lost too soon. Number 6. Dobby in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Part 1. Dobby the house elf started as a comic character, full of quirky energy and wide-eyed devotion. But by the time Deathly Hallows comes around, he's more than that. He's brave, he's free, and above all, he's loyal, willing to risk everything for the people he loves. In the darkest moment, when Harry and his friends are trapped at Malfoy Manor, Dobby appears to save them. With magic and courage, he helps them escape. But just as they're about to leave, Bellatrix throws a knife. It finds its mark. Dobby collapses in Harry's arms. What makes Dobby's death unforgettable is the way it's framed. Soft, gentle, and full of love. He doesn't cry or panic. He smiles. He looks at Harry and says,
"Such a beautiful place to be with friends."
And then he's gone. Number 5. Mufasa in The Lion King. This is the moment that shattered childhoods around the world. Mufasa wasn't just a lion. He was a king, a father, a protector. With his deep voice, his wisdom, and his strength, he felt like the kind of parent anyone would want. And that's why his death in The Lion King still hurts so much. It happened during the wildebeest stampede, an intense, chaotic moment where young Simba is trapped in the valley. Mufasa leaps into the herd, risking his life to save his son. He gets Simba to safety, and just when he tries to climb to safety himself, Scar appears, his own brother, with a sinister smile and a cold whisper. "Long live the king."
Scar! Brother, help me!
Long live the king.
Scar throws Mufasa to his death. But the most painful part isn't the fall, it's what comes after. Simba finds his father's body. He nudges him, pleads with him. "Dad, wake up." There's no answer, just silence. And then Simba curls up beside him, alone. Number 4. Jack Dawson in Titanic. Titanic gave us one of cinema's most unforgettable love stories. Jack and Rose, two people from different worlds, brought together by fate, adventure, and tragedy. Jack wasn't rich. He didn't have status, but he had heart. And through his charm, wit, and selflessness, he made us fall in love with him just like Rose did. But the iceberg changed everything. As the Titanic sinks into the freezing Atlantic, Jack does everything to keep Rose alive. He finds a piece of floating debris and helps her onto it, knowing full well there's no room for him. And there, in the icy water, he clings to the edge, shivering, struggling, but smiling at her the whole time. His final moments are quiet. No screams, no tears, just a whispered promise.
Now, Rose.
Never let go.
And never let go of that promise.
And then, slowly, he slips beneath the surface. Gone, just like that. What makes Jack's death so heartbreaking isn't just the sacrifice, it's the love left behind. The dreams that will never happen. Rose survives, but you can feel the weight she carries for the rest of her life. Jack's death isn't just sad, it's soul-crushing, and it still leaves us wondering, couldn't they both fit on that door? Number 3. Ellie in Up. You don't expect to cry 5 minutes into an animated movie, but Up changes that. Without a single word of dialogue, Pixar delivers one of the most emotional montages in movie history. We meet Carl and Ellie as kids, dreamers full of adventure. They fall in love, get married, and build a life. They laugh, they struggle, they save up for their dream trip to Paradise Falls. But life keeps getting in the way. And then, suddenly, Ellie gets sick. We watch Carl sitting alone in the hospital, holding her hand. And just like that, she's gone. What makes Ellie's death so devastating is how real it feels. It's not about a dramatic goodbye or a tragic accident. It's about love and loss, about growing old with someone and then losing them. It's the reminder that sometimes the saddest goodbyes come in the quietest ways. Ellie was never on the adventure she dreamed of, but she lived a beautiful life with Carl. Number 2, Tony Stark in Avengers Endgame. From billionaire playboy to selfless hero, Tony Stark's journey was one of the greatest character arcs in cinematic history. He started it all with Iron Man in 2008, and by the time Endgame arrived, he had become the heart and soul of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. When Thanos threatens to wipe out half of existence, again, it's Tony who steps up. In a final act of bravery, he snatches the Infinity Stones and snaps his fingers, turning Thanos and his army to dust. The moment is triumphant. But then we see the cost. The power of the stones is too much for a human to survive. Tony falls, burned and broken, barely hanging on. Peter Parker rushes to him in tears. Pepper Potts holds his hand. And with one final peaceful breath, Tony Stark dies. The silence that follows is deafening. A hero, a father, a friend, gone. His death shook the world because we weren't just losing a character, we were losing a legacy. I Am Iron Man became more than a line. It became a final salute. A farewell to the man who saved everyone, even when it meant giving up everything. Number 1, John Coffey in The Green Mile. There are movie deaths that make you cry, and then there's John Coffey. His death doesn't just break your heart, it crushes it. In The Green Mile, John Coffey is a giant of a man with a childlike soul and a miraculous gift. He can heal pain, sickness, and even bring life back. But despite his innocence, he's falsely accused of a horrific crime and sentenced to death. The guards know he didn't do it. They know he's good, but they're powerless against the system. And John, he doesn't fight. He accepts his fate, not because he's guilty, but because he's tired. Tired of the cruelty, the hate, and the suffering of the world. As he walks the Green Mile, his final steps, he asks them not to put the hood over his head. "I'm afraid of the dark," he says softly. It's one of the most gut-wrenching lines ever spoken. And when they flip the switch on the electric chair, it feels like the light of goodness itself is being extinguished. John Coffey's death isn't just tragic, it's wrong. And that was just the beginning. These first 10 deaths reminded us why cinema is more than just entertainment. It's emotional and sometimes heartbreak. So if your heart can take it, stick around, because this is just the halfway point of top 20 saddest deaths in movie history. Part 2 is coming, and trust me, it's going to hurt. Don't forget to like, share, and let me know in the comments which movie death hit you the hardest. Until then, thanks for watching.